What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here today with another off-season elimination rebuild. The Boston Celtics, of course, get eliminated in round 2 to the New York Knicks in 6 games, unfortunately. Now they have themselves a very interesting off-season with Jason Tatum more than likely not going to be available whatsoever next season. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this Celtics elimination rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Currently, we find ourselves on the road to 50,000 subs, so you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. But like I said, when it comes to the Boston Celtics, this is going to be a very interesting offseason for them, because what direction do they decide to go in? Because with Tatum being more than likely unavailable completely through next season with an Achilles injury in the playoffs, you know, there was already a rumor, or not a rumor necessarily, a report from Shams that the Celtics will more than likely do some kind of cap dump, whether it's, you know, Porzingis or Drew Holiday or whatever it may be, which you have to assume it's probably one of those two. Maybe it's somebody else and we're just not expecting it. But yeah, a cap dump seems like it's going to be happening. So I guess the best thing I'd like to do is I'd like to set this team up nicely this offseason to where we're going to still somewhat go for it. But I also want to put ourselves in a position to have like a really good team. I mean, it's already a really good team, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to have it, you know, set up nicely when Tatum comes back, if I can do that. Because, like I said, they're already set up pretty nicely. So, I guess the best thing I think they could do this offseason is I assume Porzingis will probably be traded because he's an expiring contract. Maybe it is Drew Holiday, but that one's more of a longer-term deal. So, I'm not really sure, you know, what team wants to trade for a 35-year-old. I'm sure there's still going to be people that want to, but we'll have to see who it ends up being. But Peyton Pritchard obviously is going to stay for a long time with that steal of a contract. And then does Al Horford keep going? We'll have to see about that. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because as far as like where they're at, as far as they're quite over the second apron like crazy. So we're definitely going to have to save some money somewhere. So I do think Porzingis is going to be the start of things. And then, yeah, we're going to just kind of have to see how we can, you know, free ourselves up with some money. It's going to be tough, but I'm up for the challenge, and we'll see what the first trade could potentially do is. Do we even have a first round pick this offseason? I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah, 28th overall. So let's go ahead and I guess jump into the draft, and then we'll evaluate maybe some trades after that. After this, get to 28th overall and see what we have on the board. So we have Con Murray Boyles, who is a projected lottery pick, I believe, at the moment, although he's not a great shooter from the work, or I guess from, I mean, it says he shot 30% from 3 in college, but from what I know is he's not the greatest shooter. He's kind of raw at that department. So we're going to bring him in, I guess, the 28th overall. Seems like a decent selection at this point. So we'll bring in Con Murray Boyles. We also get Michael Ruzic early in round 2. That's fine too. Player options, nothing going on there. And then Drew Peterson is a free agent. So also, I am recording this on Saturday, so obviously tomorrow is Game 7 of Denver and OKC. So it's kind of cool to see, you know, another Game 7. So, all right, it's kind of cool that we're getting a Game 7 in round 2, and I can't wait to see how that unfolds. So Al Horford, I don't think we're going to be bringing back simply because of the money issue we have right now. So I don't really know if we'll be I mean, there is actually, like, we could send like a Bryce Sensabaugh who's been released in free agency, and Champagnie. So there is a couple guys we could steal for some money, which is nice. I don't hate that idea if these guys were to get waived. So we may look into that. But let me start off by making some trades. I do think Drew Holiday and obviously Porzingis are the two guys I want to primarily trade away. So we're going to start with Porzingis since he is the expiring. So let's finally get to that because I kind of hinted at that earlier anyway. So I will not lie to you, trying to make some trades happen with these two players has not been the easiest thing to decide in what we want to do, but I think I like this trade if only I could squeeze a first out of them as well. So Drew Holiday for Bogdan and Drew Eubanks. Obviously, this saves us a ton of money, which is why we're interested in it, because Bogdan expires after the season. Drew Holiday has a longer-term contract, and they also save us money right now as well. So I want to see if I can squeeze like just a pick swap out of them. Even if it's not that great of a pick, it's still an asset nonetheless to add to this, you know, arsenal. So let's see what they say to that idea. They want Michael Ruzic, and we will trade a second round pick. I mean, I guess since technically Ruzic hasn't been signed to his rookie contract, I mean, you could say, I mean, yeah, obviously he has, but in real life, if there's a chance he would just still have his rights. I know obviously if you're on the second apron, you can't aggregate salaries, but let's just pretend for a second that he wasn't signed to his rookie contract and just the draft rights to him. That's the best I can come up with right now. Now, I don't really want Jordan Miller. I mean, actually, he actually could be kind of nice to have with how cheap his contract is for the next 3 years. So we'll do that. Eubanks and Bogdan are expiring, and we get Jordan Miller and a first-round pick basically for Drew Holiday. We do have to trade Michael Ruzic, which does suck, but at the end of the day, we're trying to save some money here, and we do that by making that trade for Drew Holiday. The Porzingis one, I'm still struggling with, but I'm still determined to find a trade partner. Now, I do understand that trade made us probably worse, but again, we're trying to cap dump right now, and that's what we're doing because that's what the Celtics seem to maybe be interested in doing this offseason, especially with Tatum being hurt. Maybe you take a step back this year. So here's another trade that I think just makes way too much sense for us not to do. The Grizzlies are offering me Zach Edey and Brendan Clark. I mean, the Grizzlies are going to be an interesting spot anyway. Are they going to continue to try to win with John Morant, Bane, and Jaren Jackson? They can do something different. Well, if they were going to try to do that, I think Porzingis could be an interesting piece for them to acquire. And the reason why we like this trade is we're getting Zach Edey, who's on a rookie contract for the next 3 years. So we save a lot of money in that position, in that instance. And we get Brendan Clark, who's actually not a bad backup 5 either to have. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do this trade. So we're going to save some money here as well. But it was kind of the goal this offseason, to save some money and put ourselves in position long term. In a better financial position, I guess. And I think we have done that. Again, we got maybe a little bit worse, but I do think at the end of the day, that saved us a lot of money, which is what we wanted. So we're still quite over that second apron, but again, you really can't be upset. And once Bogdan is gone, we will be under it next year. And then Jason Tatum should be back at that point. So yeah, not too bad. And then you could dump some other contracts if you need to. So that was kind of our big moves this offseason, basically. And we're just going to go into next season like this once again, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm not expecting to be a team that wins now with Tatum hurt, but were the moves this offseason. So kind of interesting. Again, I'm not bringing Al Horford back. We got to save some money. I know Luke Cornett had a great game 5, but we're not bringing him back either. We have so many bigs right now. We're going to release all these guys, and we're just going to go straight to player progression. And next year will probably be kind of a wash year, unfortunately, with Tatum hurt and not going to be back. So Pritchard is down 1, Bogdan's down 3, Eubanks. But again, we didn't trade for Bogdan and Eubanks to be long-term pieces. While they're great in the right now to have, obviously the goal is to have them gone, and then we'll save money in that department. But all right, let's go ahead and get into this season, and we'll see what things are looking like with Tatum hurt at this moment still. So power rank is 27th overall. Let me just be the first to say that this is interesting. So they have Brendan Clark starting at the 4. So they have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and then Brendan Clark, which I don't mind. We might as well just start. Tatum obviously would be at the 4 if he wasn't hurt, but this is interesting. I mean, I don't really want to start Clark. I mean, I guess we just start Sam Hauser. I mean, again, this is going to be a little bit of a wash year anyway, and we could throw Jaylen Brown at the 4. It's not ideal at all, but this is what we got to deal with for right now. So Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Jaylen Brown, Zach Edey, Brendan Clark, Bogdan, Neemias Queta, Eubanks, and Jordan Miller. We could also just go to a 9-man rotation, so let's do that, and then I'll fix Jaylen Brown going to the 4, and then we'll have also Sam Hauser playing the 3 spot, and then Clark could be that backup 5. But we don't really need. We could just put literally Jordan Walsh in here to play, and we could put, because we don't need Queta and Eubanks playing at all. So Jordan Walsh can get some minutes this season. Might as well let him have some run, and then we can put. Do we want Boyles or Miller? I'm gonna throw Miller in here just to see what Miller could do this season. Maybe develop him a little bit more as well. Do a long-term contract. Okay, so that's gonna be our rotation. Don't really think we'll make the playoffs this year. If I had to, I mean, they should still make it, but I've seen in instances where 2K hates the Celtics, so I have a feeling we're not gonna make it. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens. I will see you guys at the end of season number 2. So at the end of season number 1, I think I said season number 2 on accident, but Shea wins MVP, Jakob Jonas is Rookie of the Year, James Harden 6th man, Giannis Offensive Player, Mobley Most Improved, and Jaylen Brown is your Clutch Player. Kenny Atkinson Coach of the Year, and Nathan Mack is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team. You got Jaylen Brown making it, obviously, in Jason Tatum's absence, and here's your All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. One thing I didn't really think to look at is, well, I guess I can't look at it now, but I don't even know. I'm not sure if we even have our pick this offseason, like our own pick. I think there's a chance we do, but I don't know that for a fact. Now, we did make it into the play-in tournament, which I guess is fun, but I don't know. So 30 points from Jaylen Brown, 17 from Derek White, 15 and 6 from Peyton Pritchard, 12 from Clark, 12 from Bogdan, 11 from Sam Hauser, 8 and 10 from Zach Edey. So let's go ahead and see if we can find ourselves in the playoffs or not here. So we have to win 2 games to get in. We lose. I don't know if we're forfeiting a pick this offseason. If we don't have a pick, it's probably better that we lose here anyway. So Miami is going to beat us 20 from Jaylen Brown, but at the end of the day, it did not matter. So again, this was going to be a wash here, which we kind of knew, but we're going to have some avenues to get better hopefully this offseason with you know, maybe a lottery pick, but I don't know that for a fact. I'm hoping we do, but the Knicks go on to win it all over the Spurs. So here are your retirements, but let's go see if we have a lottery pick. It would be awesome if we did. And we do. You know what? That's actually not too bad. So having a lottery pick to add to this team could really help you out, especially in this new CBA. You get someone on a rookie scale contract. Now, unfortunately, maybe we didn't tank hard enough because why? You know, it would have been awesome to have had a top 5 pick right now. That would be crazy. So I'm sure we don't get lucky, right? So we get 11th. Okay. So Pelicans get the #1 pick via the Bucks, and you got 2 picks that I always have to fix every single time. But nonetheless, we have a first-round lottery pick, which is nice. It's something we can use. So I do think you draft with the pick. I am going to keep Joe Mazzulla. But yeah, I think you absolutely draft with the pick if you're Celtics. Like, yes, you could trade it, but you know, notice you have to save some money. So if you can hit on this pick and have a guy that's a rotational piece for you, that would be awesome. So let's see how this draft order is about to go. So #1 is going to go AJ Debanza, of course. #2 is going to be Cameron Boozer. We got Darren Peterson going to Orlando. Nate to Wizards. Arenas to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chris Enoch to the Hornets. You got Dash Daniels. Hornets have 2 picks. Kareem Lopez. And then you got Malik Thomas. And Yabusele goes. Okay. So what do we have on the board for us? We have Jaden. We have Caleb. Oh, Caleb Wilson's a no-brainer here, man. We also could take Mikael Brown to replace our point guard idea going forward. That's not a bad idea either. Do we go Caleb Wilson or do we go Mikael Brown? I mean, we have Peyton Pritchard there for a long time, but him and I do like the idea of this, but Caleb Wilson also makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I think we should take Caleb Wilson. He has a ceiling of Hall of Fame. What is Mikael Brown's ceiling? I mean, he does too. Man, this is tough, but I do think I am going to take Caleb Wilson here to get ourselves a legitimate backup power forward and someone who's going to be really good right away and develops really nicely. So that should be a really nice piece to have. 75 overall. Usually, I think I remember him being a 77 overall out of the gate usually, so it looks like the draft class creator is updated since. But Jordan Walsh and Zachary will be accepted. Shireman and Bogdan, of course, team options will be declined. And the qualifying offers, nothing going on here. And then for free agency, you should have a bunch of, well, you have Eubanks, Bogdan, and Tillman all as free agents. Okay, and you have maybe a little bit of money to sign another player, and which would be nice. So let's go see what we got going on. Okay, so now that Jason Tatum should be fully back, we have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jordan Miller, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, and then now you have Caleb Wilson. You have Brandon Clark and Zach Edey, and then Neemias Queta as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think we should be good. We just need to plug and play Tatum again, and then we have a chance of obviously adding to this team even further. But Jamal Shed being here is too good to pass up, so I am going to go ahead and give him a minimum deal. We're going to announce everybody else. So there's no big move coming this offseason at the moment, but I think we could wait kind of until the deadline to evaluate how we are with Tatum back, I think, to begin with. So that would be my goal, and we'll see how we're doing by the deadline, and we can maybe look at avenues to make trades, because I'm pretty sure at this point, well, maybe we're not quite as under the second apron as I thought we'd be. I thought we would be under it, but I guess we're not. We're still probably over it by just a tad bit. Maybe Clark's contract would be the one to move right now, and we'd be under it, I think. So, yeah, maybe we decide to move it at the deadline. We'll see. So I'm going to go straight to player progression, and we are going to see what things are looking like, and we can look at the rotation going into year number 2, actually, this time. This will actually be year 2. So you have Derek White, you got Clark, you got Sam Hauser, and you got Connor Murray-Bulls developing as well, which is nice. I love that. So you got a couple rookies who are going to be part of your rotation going forward, which is great because, again, we need to save some money. So let's go ahead, get in this rotation for year number 2. So power rank is still very high on us again, as we're the 9th overall rank, which is great. So if you look at the look at the starting 5, this is what it's looking like. So you have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum with Zach Edey, Jamal Shed, Brendan Clark, Sam Hauser, Neemias Queta, and that is it. So I would like for Caleb Wilson, and yeah, so we're gonna go 10 rotation because I want Connor Murray-Boyles and Caleb Wilson to play this year. So I am going to throw in Caleb Wilson over Neemias Queta. I want Caleb Wilson to crack the rotation out of the gate, so we'll throw him in here. That should look pretty decent, I think. So hopefully this team can bounce back. Obviously, we just made it into the play-in tournament, but we want to be in the playoffs this time around. So Tatum and Brown should hopefully lead the way to that. I will more than likely maybe see you guys at the deadline if we decide to make some type of trade. Obviously, we don't really have an avenue to make some crazy trade because aggregating salaries is still tough at this point. But we're going to get there eventually. We're at the trade deadline, and we're looking to do this trade with the Memphis Grizzlies. Funny enough, we're going to be sending Brandon Clark back to them, but basically we value getting Scottie Pippen is because his contract is phenomenal going forward, which he has 2 years left in his deal. So him and Peyton Pritchard will basically be the point guard rotation next year. Jamal Shedd's only here for a year, but Scottie Pippen is brought in. The team is not doing anything significant so far this season. We're just kind of mid. I did kind of think about trading away Derek White, but I didn't really see anything that I liked. And obviously Derek White is beloved in Boston for great reasons, but the team is just not doing the best, I will say. We're just going to have to hope that eventually that changes, but I think this coming off season, we should have the freedom to do all the moves that we want to better this team. I think Pritchard still has another year left on his contract. Yeah, so we should be good. This offseason, I do think, is where we'll have the all-in capability of making like a big move to put ourselves in position back to be contenders again, which I still think we are contenders, but I don't know. For some reason, the sim isn't going as great as I thought it would with Tatum back, but regardless, I will see you guys at the end of year 2. Bring in Pippen to solve that backup point guard spot next season, and we can, you know, worry about whatever else eventually. But I'm feeling okay about this team. It's just a matter of having one more big move here, and that'll come eventually. But as you can see, the team is just kind of mid right now. So here are your awards at the end of the season. So nothing special for us on our end this season. We went, well, Tatum doesn't make an All-NBA third team, which is great. But yeah, we went 42-40. So not really a record you want to see if you're Boston. But it doesn't surprise me. I think we all are kind of aware that Boston, for whatever reason, the 2K sim isn't loved that much. For whatever reason it may be. I don't know why, but they don't always do that fantastic in the 2K sim. So I'm not surprised that this team is kind of struggling right now. But hopefully with, like I said, this offseason where we can feel the freedom to make any type of move we want, we could be in a good spot. We'll just kind of have to see. So we're going to go diamond rotation as we get to play the Nets. I'd like to be in the playoff mix because I feel like we could beat anybody in these playoffs still, but we'll see if 2K agrees with that. I think what I'd like to do this offseason is get, okay, so we do beat the Nets. I thought we were going to go to the second leg of the play-in, but no, we're in the playoffs. We get to play the Pacers in round 2, or sorry, the first round. So hopefully get to round 2. But I think this offseason, what I'd like to do is get a new center and have Edie coming off the bench. I think that's what I'd love for to happen, but we'll have to see what we can do. So we got Indiana and in game 1, and they do win 30-12. Game 2 goes to them 139-127. So far we are nothing compared to the Pacers at the moment. We do win game 3 though, so if we win game 4, we're back in this. Let's see if we can't win. Oh my gosh, we did not show up in the first quarter, but we are back in it in the second. Gotta take the lead here. We could tie this series. Can we? Gonna be close, but oh my gosh, we got very close to doing so. But we'll be down 3-1. Down 3-1 to the Pacers here. Let's see if we can't make something happen and keep going. So it might go to another game here. They are going to take it at the end and run away with it though, actually. So 151-32. All right, so we get to the playoffs, but eventually lose anyway. So Mavericks, Raptors. The Mavericks going to win the championship with Ace Bailey as the Finals MVP. So they drafted Ace Bailey over Cooper Flag. Very interesting. Okay, let's go to the lottery, and let's see what we got going on here. So, oh my gosh, that pick we got via OKC, is that really going to turn into a lottery pick here, or am I being misled? I do think I was misled. So we get 16 and 17 back-to-back, though, which is nice. So I do think this offseason, again, we can hit on those picks, but I think ideally I'm pretty sure we can aggregate some contracts now. I think I'd like to make some trades, obviously. So 16 and 17 gives us a couple of assets to use, and we have some other picks as well. But I do think we could use like Hauser and maybe like, I mean, I guess it would just be Hauser's contract. I don't want to trade Peyton Pritchard necessarily, but I don't know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Maybe we could trade Derek White as well, which would suck to do, don't get me wrong, but maybe it's necessary to do so. We'll just kind of have to see our options. So let's go take a look at what we could potentially do with these 2 picks and whatever else we can trade away. So I think my target is hopefully acquired, as I'm going to try to see if I can get Zubac off the LA Clippers. He's only on a 1-year deal, which is maybe why they would trade him, but obviously he'd be a really nice fit and move Edie to the bench, which is what I kind of want to do here. So we're throwing Sam Hauser in here, and I'm going to try to leave it at that, but if we have to throw like Jordan Miller in here, I could maybe, you know, have him accept his option or whatever. So 16 and Sam Hauser for Zubac probably doesn't get it done if I had to guess. And then let's say I'm not throwing Scottie Pippen in here either. So I think we have to have Miller accept his option, because if we don't have maybe another piece in here, or maybe it's, I'd like to keep Colin Murray Boyles out of it actually. So it's funny because we could be sending Miller back to them, but at this point I just need some value in this trade, so we're gonna make Miller accept that option, although I wish 2K would just make that an option alone. So let's go ahead, no pun intended there, but let's go Sam Hauser, and let's say it's also Jordan Miller. Go to the Clippers and we say, hey, give us Zubac, and then we'll give you maybe 16 as well. What do you say? They don't agree to it right away. What if I give you this swap as well? And they do agree. Okay, so we keep one pick in this draft, and we got our brand new 5 and Zubac, who obviously makes a lot less money than Porzingis did. And hopefully, you know, if he decides to want to sign an extension, then we could sign him for around 20 million a year. We'll see if he wants more than that, though. Okay, so not bad. I'll take that. So Zubac should be a really nice addition, and we still get to draft at 17. So let's go see what we got going on here at 17. We got Keon Anthony, Jalen Montgomery, and then we got like Cameron Holmes, which I guess I'll take Cameron Holmes. So North Carolina guard, maybe move him to the 3. So he'll be a 73 overall out of the gate. So maybe could crack the rotation, but more than likely not. And we've gotten cheap, but these are the last year. This is the last year. We won't bring back Jamal Shed either, I don't think. But this is the last year where our some of the guys we have are kind of cheap, so we have to be careful. Like this is it. We gotta win this year, low key. So because after this, the team gets way more expensive. So Scottie Pippen, Pritchard, I like that guard rotation. Cameron Holmes, will he play right away? We'll see. And then I guess I can move Boyles to the 3 spot. I think that would make sense for him. Go up probably. He actually goes down surprisingly, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. So we'll move him to the backup 3 because we kind of need him to play there. And this will be kind of your rotation going into next season. So our big move was Zubac, and we have to hope that pays off and it works out. So that is our big move. We're not going to do anything else in free agency, and we'll go see if Zubac is the piece to make this all work again, which I do think he's going to be super helpful down low with Edey now coming off the bench. I think that strengthens our bench even more. And Caleb Wilson's up to an 80, and then Boyles doesn't move at all, which is very unfortunate. So maybe he should have been part of a trade. Maybe we still could trade him. I don't know. What if this Holmes go up? I mean, would he be better than Boyles already at the 3? I doubt it, but worth a shot. And he goes up to a 75, but not enough. Okay. Well, we're going to next season with this kind of looking the way it is. If the team isn't doing good still, then maybe you do look at the idea of trading Derek White at the deadline, but hopefully that won't be a problem and we'll be a good team in the East again. So I have no idea how, and I don't understand why, but as you guys can see, there is an interesting trade on the board for us right now, as Tari Eason is on a minimum contract. So yeah, sign me up for that, I would say. So what I want to do here is I actually want to remove Sam Hauser out of it, because I don't even want Sam Hauser. So let's say we just did Jamal Shed and a first for Tari Eason. I guess they can't quite do that, actually. So just give me Chuma Okeke then. So Jamal Shed and a first for Tari Eason. They're gonna want another first. Okay, so maybe we just do the original trade then, because yeah, getting Tari Eason right now is too good to pass up on. I didn't really want Sam Hauser back, but whatever, we'll just take him to deal with it. So we're gonna have Jamal Shed and Boyles back in here, but we're obviously going for it right now, and Tari Eason is too good to pass up. Now, I will say we will not be able to re-sign him, I don't think, so this is kind of a risk, but we're trying to win a damn championship again, so I'm more than okay with this. So Tari Eason going to come back, or come to Boston, I should say, and then he'll be our brand new backup 3. So he goes up to an 86 overall, which is going to be awesome to have kind of his energy off the bench. So yeah, I think that was really good. So now we have Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Zubac, Tari Eason, Zach Edey, Scottie Pippen, and Caleb Wilson as your bench unit. That feels pretty good. The team did get better again. At one point, we were the 1st seed, but we have dropped to the 7th seed. So hopefully with Tari Eason coming in, the team will do good again, but we shall see. But that trade was just too good to pass up. But it is pretty much a rental, because there's a chance he doesn't stay here, obviously. So Jokic is your MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Denman is your 6th man, Wavy defensive player, and Nolan Troyer most improved. Tatum is your clutch player, and Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Hobson is your executive. So here's your NBA first team. You do get Jason Tatum making it again, which is great. Last year was only All-NBA 3rd, but still balling after the Achilles injury, which is what we want to see. And here's your All-NBA 2nd, All-NBA 3rd, offensive first team and all defensive second team, all rookie teams. So our rookie didn't play quite yet, but he might play next year if we go another season. So first seed in the Eastern Conference. Here were your player stats. You had 31 from Jason Tatum, 26 from Jaylen Brown, 12 from Pritchard, 12 from Tari Eason, 12 from Derek White, 11 and 10 from Zubac, 8 from Scottie Pippen, 7 from Caleb Wilson, and 7 and 8 from Zach Edey. I will tell you right now, it is kind of important that we win right now. If we don't, I don't think we'll be able to win next year. I will try again, but I think this is our best opportunity because we have so many guys on the cheapest possible contracts you can imagine. But once they all want money, it's not going to be easy to bring them all back again. So we need to win and win now. So we get to play the Miami Heat as we got Tyus Jones, Ian Jackson, Jaime Jaquez, Bam, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jabari, Khalil Ware, Andrew Wiggins, and Robert. Wow. How many fives do they have? That's 4. I mean, Jabari's pretty tall as well in his own right. So, like, they got some size here, man, off that bench. Pretty interesting. But hope we don't lose to them. So, game 1 goes to us. We beat them by only 1 point. Jaylen Brown, nice in that first game. Game 2, they evened it up. Game 3, up 2-1. Game 4, up 3-1. And we will beat them in 5. Okay, so we're on to round 2. I think it's the first time in the video out. Also, give me the Pacers. I want some revenge. So, they beat us earlier. Let's go ahead and see if we can't beat them this time around. So, we got Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, GG Jackson's now there. They got Obi Toppin. Obviously, the Pacers are always a really good team, so this is going to be a tough series, but we're up for it. So game 1 goes to us, beat them by 2. I've noticed all the games have been super close. We even had some close games with Miami there. We're up 2-0. Now it's not close, 162 to 105. Game 3 goes to us. This is what I'm talking about. Are we going to sweep the Pacers now? 25 from GG Jackson, but it doesn't matter. And though they do get 1. Okay, we beat them in 5. So 2 series where we beat them in 5. Gentlemen sweep twice in a row. I get to play Detroit or Atlanta. But again, we're getting one step closer to what we want. I don't even know who I'd rather play because Detroit or Atlanta, they're always both really good in the 2K sim. So I don't know how this is going to go. But we got the Pistons who have Cade, Mokbo, Asar. I probably mispronounced that name. McKenzie, let me say. Asar, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, Iodosumu, Sasser, Beasley, Benny. I mean, they really don't have a second star. I'm still not intimidated by this team. I mean, Asar obviously is up to 89 overall, but he's not a scorer. I mean, I think we should be able to beat them, but I've seen the Pistons be really good before, so I don't know. We stack up well against them. They win game 1 in Boston. We do even it up, so we got to get 1 in Detroit, and we do. Do we get the other one too? Yes, we do. Do we go in 5 again? No, this is going to 6. Okay. So let's do some simcast as we got a series. Okay, so they want to put Edey in the starting 5. Not sure I like that idea, but if that's what they think is best, sure. As long as we get into the finals here. We have the lead right now, but they could take it at any moment, and we will avoid a game 7. So 39 from Jason Tatum, 23 from Jaylen Brown. So we get Dallas or San Antonio. Who would I rather play? That is the good question, because Ace Bailey has been phenomenal for them, I've noticed. But obviously, the San Antonio Spurs always have a good roster in their own right, and they have Cooper Flagg, Castle, Fears. Wow, they have a damn good team. I don't know who I'd rather play. It will be the Mavericks. Honestly, I think I'd rather play the Mavericks based off what the Spurs look like right now. So, Dallas, do me a favor and please win game 7 if you can. But I don't think they will unless they get... No. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God. No, they still lose. Okay. So, Ace Bailey did all he could. Again, either way, they were both really good teams. But we play the Spurs. And sometimes things go well when I play them because they always have, like, too much talent. Other times, it's not going to go great. So, again, this is probably our best chance at winning anything. I still think we should play Zubac, though, in the playoffs over Zach Edey. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And then they put Peyton Pritchard on the bench, but we're going to change that up still. So, we'll go Peyton Pritchard back in here. Okay. We'll see how it goes. Game 1. Goes to us, 119 and 109. Good start. We had 36 from Tatum, 28 from Brown, 20 and 18 from Zubac. Game 2. Okay, so win both games in Boston, which is great. So I love that. Now he's got to win game 3. And they win game 3, and I'm assuming... Let's try to get game 4, though, before we head... Or I guess we won both their games at their house. I'm mistaken, actually. I'm mistaken. So we can win game 4 at home, and we can take a 3-1 lead. And we will do just that. 111, 118. Okay. Just got to win one more. It's that simple. Either way, this video ends here because either I'll win a championship or I'll blow through, or we'll be blowing a 3-1 lead and I'll be too pissed to keep going. So, come on, don't do that to me. I need to just get one more win here. So, we are kind of behind them right now, and we are going to lose and go to a game 6. Okay. Well, we need to lock in because this is at home. So we could do it right now. We want to celebrate in front of the fans anyway. That's why we lost game 5. So let's go win game 6 at home. It looks good right now. I think we might have done it, guys. We have brought the Celtics back to the finals, and this is what we wanted. So that is beautiful stuff. We could jump in, watch the celebration all together, and that honestly could not have worked out any better. So we took a couple steps back just to return to form, and now we blow out the Spurs in game 6. Shoot the ball all you want. I don't even care. We still block you. Easton's gonna grab it, and that is gonna be all she wrote. We're gonna bring the Celtics back to the finals. What a fun video it was. Some interesting trades we had to make there, but we kept the most important thing is we were able to keep Brown, Derek White, and Jason Tatum still together regardless. The Tari Easton trade I think was too good to pass up on a deadline. I'm glad it worked out. So I'm gonna end it there, guys. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. Enjoy game 7 today. I think I'll be dropping this the same day game 7's happening, so enjoy that. But I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.